So I'm thinking of going to a high FPS game, not this coming weekend, but the week after. And so I need to bring a blaster that's over 200 FPS to be competitive. And I haven't really used the Mark IV in anything other than kind of plinking at home. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to bring that or my Harrier right there on the wall, the big long one. So I haven't actually run this through the chronograph. So I've got 10 darts loaded up. You can take the barrel off this to make it a little bit shorter, and then that lowers the FPS. Just for comparison, here is the Seagull. You can see it's kind of hard to even get this whole blaster in the frame. Let's see what this does with and without that barrel attachment. This thing is so long, there's really not a good way to film the actual firing of this through the chronograph. Oh, let's see if I can line it up. Here we go. So 200 even. All right. To make this easier, I'm going to fire some more shots through, and then I'll just show the result. All right, that 22 was me accidentally double loading it, so that threw the average off quite a bit. But looks like it's averaging in kind of like the 170s. I thought this was supposed to hit a lot harder than that with the extended barrel. Unfortunately, that first shot at 200 was the highest it got. That's a little disappointing. I thought this was supposed to be over 200. I'm going to try it with the FPS extension thing off and just kind of see what it hits at. So this literally just, let's see if I can do one-handed twists and comes off. You can see it's got a barrel in there, so it actually seals on. It makes a tight seal so that this actually is extending the barrel. This isn't just cosmetic. And taking that off does make this significantly shorter, so a bit more in line with the Seagull, you can see, but I'm guessing it significantly hampers performance. Let's check. I did notice with the Talon mag, I had to pull back the prime in order to get it in and out, where with the included Dart Zone mag, I didn't have to do that. The feed lips must be a little bit different. That's very annoying. I don't like having to prime a blaster to, put in a magazine or take it out, but I really don't want to have to buy more of these things because these are katana geometry, and I'd rather just stick with Talons, so that's annoying. But, alright, 10 shots with the shorter muzzle. Alright, much easier to handle. Let's see if we can get this lined up. 165. Alright, so averaging 165 with the 10 shots, max 182, min 154. What's funny is I'm pretty sure I can get that out of this guy, and it's a bit easier to handle. This thing is kind of large, and you can see funny shaped. But I wonder if I can put in a stronger spring in this to get it over 200. Because last time I tested my Harrier, I'm pretty sure it's hitting like the 240 on average. And considering this is like the same size, I thought they would be similar in power. So let's see if I can get similar performance out of this guy. Alright, I believe I currently have the weak spring that this came with installed and the short barrel. So I might have to switch this to the stronger spring and the longer barrel to see what kind of performance I can get. But we're going to try the weak spring short barrel. So 140 with the weak spring short barrel. Let me do a few more shots off camera. Alright, weak spring short barrel, minimum 118, high 146, averaging 139.6. So averaging around 140. I'm going to leave the weak spring in and just try the long barrel and see what we get. Alright, longer barrel now on the Seagull. I actually do have an even longer barrel that I got. This is actually what is considered one of the shorter barrels for the Harrier, but they take the same barrels. So this one is even longer, so we might try that. Notice it does significantly extend the length of this. I definitely prefer the look of it and kind of feel of it with the little shorty, but let's see what kind of performance we get. Alright, line it up. Well, let's restart the chrono. Alright, reset the chrono for fresh numbers, line it up. 157. All right, I'm going to do some more shots off camera because it's just easier. All right, averaging 144, so it definitely needs the stronger spring with the longer barrel. And let's see how that affects it. The thing I love about this blaster is all of the, so to switch the spring, you do have to take these two out and then two of the screws off of the top rail out. But the blaster has storage for the Allen key that is the right size for all of these screws. It's quite nice that it's just right there under the stock. Alright, got the 4 screws out, and then you see this actually just comes apart. And then the top rail is attached to the front of the blaster. And then the back half, there is the plunger. We take that out, we can swap the spring. Here's the plunger with the current spring. I'm not sure why they put these like heat shrinks on here for this blaster. The Harrier didn't have it. I wonder if it would be worth doing to the spring in the Harrier. I do have some heat shrink that would fit. I'm not sure if that's just there for like sound or to make sure there's no sharp edge on the spring. Would love to know why that's there. All right, let me swap the springs. All right, you can see the stronger spring is quite a bit longer. So let's put that in. All right, so we've got the chrono reset. We've got the stronger spring with the longer barrel. Let's see if it can compete with the dart zone on the short mode here. That does significantly increase the prime weight. 155. Let's do the rest of the shots off camera. It just says with a pump blaster, it's a lot easier. Had a couple inconsistently low shots there, but averaging 170 across the 10 shots with a high of 182. So yeah, significantly better than what this does with the short barrel on it. It's almost what it's doing with the extension on the Mark IV. Just didn't have that high of 200, averaging 170. I'm going to try the slightly longer barrel from the Harrier and see if that makes a difference. Alright, Seagull with the even longer barrel, getting a little comical in how far it sticks out the front. Maybe I'll pull that off the wall and try the ridiculously long barrel just to see how comical we can make this, but let's try the FPS out of this one first. Alright, reset the chrono, trying the ridiculous barrel. First shot, here we go. 171. Alright, I'm going to do the rest off camera. Alright, looks like that is just too long for that spring because I had a couple of ridiculously low ones and minimum of 82, average 150, so we overall lost power. So, alright, back to the little bit shorter barrel for this, and yeah, I think that's how we'll keep it for now.